guys, the bull market's back. Rocco, can I get some horns? Is the bull market back? Robin, this question has been weighing on my mind since last night. And I don't care about intros right now.
Yeah, F the intro, huh?
F the intro.
That's what we doing?
Is the bull market back?
Apparently, if we F the intro,
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I think it's an actual move. We're seeing open interest go up.
Hold
we
on.
kind of know why.
Hold on. Stop the presses. Stop the presses. Let me ask you something. You in the chat.
Where are the presses?
You in the chat.
We do have a poll, by the way, also.
If you would like us to do an intro, put a 1 in the chat. Just want us to talk about Bitcoin and put a 2 in the chat. Thank you.
All right, fine.
I thought I was gonna come in heat with a hot intro, bro.
Bro, that was my hot intro.
That was a terrible intro.
Anyways, how you guys doing? Happy Monday and welcome back to Sin City Crypto. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts, and today, like every single day, we're coming at you live from our studio in Las Vegas, Nevada. On today's show, we're discussing Bitcoin decoupling from the stock market. Is the new Bitcoin narrative officially taken over as a flight to safety, as a flight to quality, as a flight to leave the broken system that we have right now? Also, is a bull market here? We're seeing massive rallies in Chainlink, in Solana, not in Cardano, in Polygon, not in BNB. What are some price levels to look out for? We're going to discuss that and much, much more. But first, here's your other host, Bighorn Rob. Bighorn bull market.
All right. Anyways, are we doing the intro?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, for sure. Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where, unlike when you move from 26 to 28,000, when you move from 29 to 31, all of a sudden everything goes out the window. Thanks.
Yeah. Bow, 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 bow.
I mean, literally, we go from 26 to 28, and we come in here, and David is like, meh. And then we go from 29 to 31, and David's ready to sell his house.
That should tell you something.
And
that should tell you something. I don't jump the gun on bull market this, bull market that, but I'm telling you, we're seeing liquidity injected in China. We're seeing the stocks start to tank, and Bitcoin is pumping. And open interest is shot up. Money's flowing in. Guys, this is a real move. This is a real move, and I'm so excited. You know what else is real? Our channel sponsors are real. And first up, I do want to thank our channel sponsor, CAMS, Blue Wire Technology. They are our IT, networking, and cybersecurity partner. So if you run a business, you want to maximize all three of those things, and you just don't have the time or know-how, visit BlueWireTech.com, or even better, pick up the phone and call them, because they'll spend as much time as they need to make sure to resolve all your issues. Also, big thank you to Radix. Radically Better DeFi. Radix, man, we're super excited about what Radix is doing. So very unique, and they're a layer one. So if you want to learn more about their ecosystem, some of the dApps, you want to use some of their products and services, visit radixdlt.com. We will be having one of their top dexes on the show for a little 10-minute segment here soon. So we're super excited for that. So big thank you to Radix for sponsoring today's show. Also, big thank you to the people who post funny stuff on Twitter, because that's what I go hunting for over the weekend. Rocco? Now, Robin, you ever lay in bed and you're trying to go to sleep, but crypto Twitter got you kind of fiending a little bit? So you got you laying down, you got your phone above you, and then you're starting to drift off, and then sometimes you drop the phone and it hits your head?
absolutely not. No.
Well, it's happened to me before.
Oh, wow.
And, well, guys, the revolutionaries have found a fit for us. So if this happens to you, we don't need audio on this, by the way. This happens to you guys. There is a new invention.
That's you?
That's me. That's literally me. And it hurts. I've done it before. I know you watching have done it before. All you got to do is when you go to sleep, put your head in this contraption. I know it doesn't look comfortable, but what's more important? Comfort or safety, guys? Comfort or safety? Put a 1 in the chat if you would spend money and buy one of these. Robin, put a 0 in the chat for us. Thank you very much.
It happened to you. That's the problem.
Why do you hold your phone over your face? Because I know I know you're not saying it just to,
No,
to fuel. I know you're not saying it to
Yeah,
fuel.
for
I'm like
real.
this. I'm like,
To fuel this segment. I know you're not. Like, why don't
I'll tell you
don't
why,
have a
Robin.
Pillow on the, you don't have your head on the pillow, and then
I
you're just,
do,
like,
but
looking
I have to lay.
sideways?
But
Why is it
no,
above you?
Listen to me. Because of my acid reflux, I have to lay a certain way. So I have to lay upright, kind of propped up a little bit, so my phone's above my head. It is what it is, man. I didn't ask for this.
Don't believe it.
Medically induced. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Paul Schreiber's in the chat. What's up, Paul? How you doing, my friend? All right, Robin. Before I move on, I've saw some new names in here.
You
I'm
know,
also-
hold on.
I'm also seeing a terrible like ratio.
Yeah.
I mean, it's over 50%, but it's still bad, you know?
Screw it. Brett, I don't know. I never pronounced her name right. Anyway,
never
they've been
pronounce
here-
anyone's
they've
name
been
right.
here for a while.
Hmm.
But I said, did you guys get coffee from Planet 13 today or something? And so,
Man, we're just excited to be here.
if you don't know what Planet 13 is, it's well, is it the largest?
The
Is that-
world's largest dispensary of marijuana.
So for marijuana products, the largest, it's like the Walmart of weed. It's a
They have things called bud tenders. Not
anyways,
bartenders,
so good question, man. You know, I don't really
but why is that a good question?
no, I'm saying I have a good question.
Oh, that's a good question.
Would you ever drink some weed coffee?
No,
Yeah. I feel like it's like polar opposite.
exactly.
Like an espresso martini, you know?
You know,
Like it gets you up and down at the same time. Just makes you pee a lot. And so they like counter
Sorry, go ahead.
you know, they counter one another, right?
yeah.
And so like weed coffee, I feel like really no. I feel like you're pulling
There's
on
not
both
much-
ends of the spectrum there.
There's a lot I know, but weed coffee I don't know much about.
I love coffee.
Me too.
I
Oh,
used
you-
to love weed, but I don't really mess with it.
Weed helps me sleep. Anyways,
Is that why you dropped the phone on your face?
exactly. Shh.
We will talk crypto soon.
Robin, be careful, okay? That looks kind of fun, actually. You know,
like
the
how their
little-
kids are just laughing at him.
Well,
Nobody's
of course.
concerned about dad. If it had been mom, one of the kids, everybody would have
You know,
ran.
I'm so happy you said that.
If it would have been any other family member other than dad, everybody would have ran over there, made sure there was all
Yeah.
right. Dad falls, looked like he broke some vertebrae,
Trust me,
and
bro.
it's just literally everyone's laughing. The camera did not move from painting towards him the entire time.
You know, sometimes my kids make me feel like I'm just a dude who pays the bills.
Okay.
You know, that's exactly why men get socks for Christmas, and well, guys also spend.
Every Mother's Day, my kids make my wife, oh, happy Mother's Day, Mom. This is why I appreciate you. This is why I love you. Handmade this, necklace, this and that. You know what Dad gets? You know, one Father's Day when my son got me? A pack of computer paper. You know why? He said, because Dad, last year you yelled at us because we took all your paper and you didn't have paper to print something.
Makes sense to me.
That's
That's
Thanks.
you know, that's actually more than I got.
And I do have my son.
You got at least 1,000 pieces of paper. Mine was just one folded in half with scribbles on there.
But at least it was handmade. You know, at least it had some value to it. Now, anyways, we always make fun of crypto parties and the dances and Vitalik Buterin and cringe. Look at this. This is from Microsoft Windows party launch in 95. So you have Steve Ballmer. There's Bill Gates. Yeah, this one might be copyrighted, so we'll count the music. But I don't know, Robin. What's a little more cringe? Is this more cringe, or is what Vitalik does with the props and? I don't know,
Kind
what
of
do you
looks like you celebrating open the club day.
Bill Gates is so. Anyways, then we have this. Rob, this reminded me of you. I don't need a basket. Me 6 minutes later. Do you use your head to balance certain items? You know, you talk about going to Costco without a card all the time.
I have literally done the chin move. The chin stacking things up. I've done that at least 20 times, man. Hey, this
Chin, yeah.
this literally will budget your grocery bill. Leave the card alone. Only buy. Here's the thing. My grandma, she would go to the market every morning. And here in the US and normal everyday America, you go grocery shopping. How often do you go grocery shopping? Every 10
My wife
days?
goes about once every 7 to 10 days. Yeah.
Yeah. That's new America. Because in the past it was in the past you would go every morning. Rocco, I mean, I feel like does Italian mom over there, the Italians they go to the market like 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week to go buy groceries and food?
It depends. Yes, sometimes they do. They go to the mercato. No.
Yeah. You go down to where they have the like the market.
the
and,
market,
yeah, you
yes.
can get like some fresh fish and
Yeah.
you know, like some handmade pasta and all that.
Rocco, what's up with the hair today? No flowing hair?
They got the
You
magic.
got the man bun today? Oh, I got the man. Got the Gareth Soloway.
Get a
Mm.
Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Was
What's that shirt? No Ferrari?
Formula One?
Ferrari,
Is that a
Formula
Formula
One.
One shirt?
That is.
It is a Formula One.
Oh,
Damn.
dang. You know what? We here in Las Vegas, we got Formula One coming around the corner next month.
Yeah.
Really big event. Really big event here. We're really excited. They're transforming the entire city. Like
Dude,
Las Vegas Boulevard is literally the
bro, they're putting
the-
stands in front of the Bellagio fountain. Bad move.
So they are doing the straightaway on Las Vegas Boulevard, right in front of the
All the big
Bellagio.
casinos, Bellagio, Caesars.
I would say let's do the show live on the strip that day, but
at
apparently a room is like 20 grand. here.
No, well, it starts at midnight. The race starts at like 11 p.m.
Can we do a live show at midnight?
Yeah, why not? You know, we got to keep this thing moving, Rob. It's been 15 minutes and we haven't talked one thing about crypto, but that's okay. You know why? Because before divorce, after divorce.
what when you pulled this as part of your research, like what was going through your head? Is that like Megan Fox there or something?
It is Megan Fox. It's Megan Lisa.
Megan Lisa.
Megan Mola Lisa. Then you have, never mind that one. All right, guys, there is one person across the globe, whether it's crypto, TradFi, anything, that stays undefeated, and that is none other than Jim Cramer and the inverse Cramer ETF. This was Jim Cramer just, what is it, a week ago, 10 days ago, talking about Bitcoin.
I just can't get on the. I can't be in something that where Mr. Bitcoin is about to go down big. I just can't get on the.
Mr. Bitcoin going down big. Now, some people saying he was talking about Sam Bankman-Fried. Others saying he was talking about Bitcoin. Well, since then, Bitcoin has rallied from 27,000 to over 31K. So to you, Mr. Cramer, thank you. Keep them coming, all right, my friend? Keep them coming.
All right, real quick, the Crypto Remora, Paul Theodore something
Driver.
and retail crypto news to all of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Do us a favor.
That was an aggressive hola.
Hola? So, do us a favor. Hit the like button. If you haven't liked the show, don't really disagree with you. We haven't even said anything about crypto today. So,
Wow. So you're saying you don't like the show? That's what you just said.
if you're looking for crypto information, then no.
Okay,
If you're
fine.
looking for the alpha
Fine, here.
on some fun stuff.
Here, listen.
Oh,
The state of some of these regulations around crypto really stand right now. There's been so much speculation, even in the past several weeks, about where a Bitcoin ETF might land. There was a moment, as you, I'm sure, recall, where a report came out, erroneously apparently, that one would be approved. That would be the BlackRock one. But a view that, given some of the things that have happened in court recently with the SEC losing, that maybe the SEC is now more open to approving one of these types of funds. Is it?
Well, good morning, Andrew. And I can't say whether or not the commission is ready to approve a Bitcoin exchange traded product. I've been thinking we should approve one for the last 5 years. So that the logic for why we haven't has always mystified me. The court case obviously is an important factor in the landscape, but I can't guess as to my colleagues' approach to this topic.
But the reason I ask is there's a sort of a speculative fever taking place throughout Wall Street and other parts of the crypto world that believe that given those court results or those losses, if you will, or specifically that one loss, that it would change the thinking of the other commissioners at the SEC. You spend time with them, you talk to them. Do you see any shift in terms of that type of thinking, just even generally speaking?
I really can't speak to what we're going to do on the Bitcoin exchange-traded products. I can say that generally, the agency has not been very good when it comes to anything related to Bitcoin or other crypto assets. And look, I hope that every day I hope that they'll wake up and they'll think, you know what, we need to take a more productive approach. That hasn't happened yet, but I'm, of course, hoping
Every day I hope and wake up we'll take a more proactive.
that it will.
But should I guess the question is, should the public take anything away from the fact that a BlackRock or a Fidelity or somebody of that size, scale, perhaps reputation, is applying for these things, that somehow is validating this space in a way that perhaps maybe some of the smaller firms that had applied for such types of funds earlier did not?
Well, I think it's a reflection of the fact that there are a lot of firms that think the public is interested in these kinds of products. Again, you know, people have to be careful about trying to read the tea leaves of what agencies are doing, and I'm not going to contribute to that. I'm just going to say that, you know, obviously we're seeing more and more interest from firms in these products, and I hear a lot of interest from investors.
Rob, let me ask you a question.
I wake up every morning.
Doing the same thing, hoping.
I'm not even being funny. I'm not even trying to be sarcastic. I literally wake up every morning and I open up X, aka Twitter, and I'm like, I scroll and I'm like, damn it, not today. Like, part of me just, I think that I'm just gonna wake up one day and boom, it's gonna be there. And just like a lot of other things in my life, disappointed.
Yeah.
And
you know, we know that there is 5 commissioners, right? And includes the chair, which is Gary Gensler. And so they vote on these things, and obviously majority rules. And we can assume up to this point that a majority have voted to deny the spot ETFs. Do you think with all the pressure and all the court rulings and maybe that one person who could break that tie or the 2 people that will swing it the other way, you think we're getting to that point? You think Gary Gensler is being harassed by his own colleagues, the other commissioners at the SEC, because we're hearing from ARK, we're hearing from Grayscale. The SEC is actually communicating with these guys who are trying to get the ETF, which they've never done before. So there obviously is a shift in sentiment at the SEC. Is it, could you put your finger on one thing, or what do you think it is? And what are your thoughts on, you still think that we're going to see an ETF approved by the end of this year?
yeah, I mean, the chances of not getting one is slim. I think that it's I saw today, what was it? Today I saw there was Bitcoin. Here it is. There's no context to this outside of this post here, so take it with a grain of salt. Bitcoin archive. BlackRock tells SEC, and I tried to see if there was some other sources on this, and so this
I saw this also.
This could be 100% speculation.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No.
Okay. So there's other sources that give this. So this is pretty telling. You know, BlackRock tells SEC it will seed its spot Bitcoin ETF in October in preparation for the approval. Well, it's October. It's only 1 week left. And so
here you have this too, Rob. So this is from the actual. So this is from Eric Balchunas, the lead analyst, ETF analyst at Bloomberg, saying the same thing. BlackRock stating in their recent spot ETF amendment that they are seeding the ETF in October. Don't want to read much into it, but it's new info, not an original filing, so it's noteworthy. And this is the direct kind of, you know, the paperwork they filed. So it is true.
Well,
It is true.
I mean,
You think that's
basically the richest company in the world. I can safely say that, right?
Yeah.
If they were a country, they would be in, was it the top 20? Is that what it is?
in GDP?
Yeah.
They would be top 3. 10 trillion in assets? Yeah.
Not 3.
We're talking about what they manage or what they're worth. What they manage, they would be in the top 3, maybe top 5, or top 5, maybe top 3.
They're not top 3.
You have the U.S. and China,
They're
which
not
are
third.
double-digit trillion, and then I think everyone else is single-digit trillion. You can fact check me on that, but either way, right? We knew as soon as BlackRock entered, we knew the ETF was coming. Now, you might ask, so for me, when we see a dump in the markets, I'm like, why? What's going on? When we see a pump in the markets, I'm like, why? What's going on? And it's always been speculation, this and that. We might actually have a reason we can point to and say this rally is actually a real rally, and we know why. Now, we do have a poll up, so make sure to cast your vote. Is this another fake out or is this an actual breakout? Right now, we're at 54% breakout, 46% fake out. Cast your votes. We'll end that here in a second. Did you find that, by the way?
They're 15 trillion if they were GDP.
15 trillion? Okay. We have this. This is from the Kobeisi letter. China's central bank injected $100 billion into their lending market on Friday. On Monday, China made the largest injection on record of one-year policy loans on Monday. This comes after China unexpectedly implemented their biggest rate cut since 2020. China also cut rates on $6 trillion of mortgages, all as a bank run began at the Bank of Guangzhou on fears that the collapse of Evergrande made them insolvent. So, we know the U.S. is still, obviously the U.S. is number one in capital markets and GDP. China's second, though. Rob, how much of this rally do you contribute to this? The money injected, how much you contribute to speculation with everything going on a global scale, politically, with the banking sector, with inflation? You got percentages you want to put here, or do you think this is nothing to look into?
I'm telling you, I go back to BlackRock and that seeding of.
You think it's them buying Bitcoin, or you think it's people?
They literally said they're buying Bitcoin to seed the ETF, the largest company.
But Rob, you got to assume that they're buying it over the counter, right?
Yeah, but
or at least the majority of it.
But I agree. They're not going in. They're buying so much that they're not going in and buying it from the order books. There's not enough retail to even supply that. It just makes no sense. But the people that sell them the over-the-counter, the exchanges, these basically broker dealers that have Bitcoin, where do you think they're getting it from? They got to pull it from the order books. Right?
Well,
here's the thing. Like, if I'm selling cars wholesale and the supply of cars is low and CarMax hits me up, they're like, yo, I need 1,000 cars. Then I go up and I'm over here getting Craigslist. I'm sending my people out. I'm like, yo, go over here, go check Facebook, buy some cars over there, go check out the little dealership. Because you're the dealer, because you're the guy that's supplying wholesale, you need to hit the auctions up. You're buying as much as you can to accumulate to satisfy the big order. And so even though it's over the counter, even though BlackRock's seeding an ETF, maybe they need 10,000 Bitcoin, maybe they need 100,000 Bitcoin, they got to pull up to an exchange and be like, hey, we need this. And if they don't have enough on hand, where do you think they're getting it from? The miners are only mining what are we at? 7.5?
No, 900 a day.
Yeah, well, I meant per block. Per block's 6.5, right?
6.25.
6.25, and then the next halving is
3.7.
down to 3, right? So, I think it's 6.5.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah. So, anyways, there's it's really just not a big, and the miners aren't always selling right away.
6.25.
6.25.
It is 6.25.
And miners aren't over here offloading, right? And so just because exchanges come knocking doesn't mean that the exchange, because the miners are still going to sell close to the actual price, right?
Of course.
Exactly. And so if they know the price is rallying and they don't need to satisfy bills, they might just hold on to it. If you were mining Bitcoin right now and you could pay the bills, would you sell today or would you sell in 3 weeks? What direction is Bitcoin going in the next 3 weeks, David?
I think it's going up, but I feel like that's a very intricate question that needs a lot more questions answered.
Yeah, there's many facets to it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that if you're seeding an ETF as the world's largest company and you're going to offer a product that will probably have over $1 billion in the first 12 hours of transaction volume, you're going to need a massive amount of Bitcoin. And in doing so, you're going to hit up the dealers that have, aka exchanges, that have Bitcoin. They ain't going to have enough on hand. They're going to have to go scoop it
It's
up.
only, I think,
They're going to have to go
2 or
scoop it
3
up.
million Bitcoin on exchanges right now. Could be less.
And they're gonna be buying, and that's why we're seeing the price rally. Also, I mean, of course, there's speculation. You know, there's anticipation. There's bullish sentiment. You know, you're seeing these. Even the SEC, the number one enemy, is literally
Caving.
the representatives there are like, I don't even know why we haven't passed this thing. Like, what? Been 5 years now. I wake up every morning like trying to figure out, like, you run the damn thing. like, what do you mean? It's like your teacher saying, like, I wish I could.
I wish they would teach some stuff in class.
Yeah,
You're the teacher.
You know, your boss telling you, be like, I wish I could give you a raise. I think about it all the time. You really deserve more money. Be like,
You're the boss.
I don't know why we don't pass this thing.
I miss your analogies, man. I missed the show on Friday.
Not even analogies. It's common sense.
Yeah, but they're analogies.
If you're the one that needs to pass the
But then again,
the
Hester,
ETF,
she's a commissioner. Gary is the chair. Okay. Now, Robin, why don't you take some time and
I don't got much here.
You don't got much?
Let me see who we got. I got Alex Well, Crypto Law, and Hobby J. There's some new people. Also, we got Retail Crypto News. Well, I'll give you a shout out earlier, but double it up. So to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. Also, we have 100 likes, 200 people. Do you know what happens when you hit this like button? Well, 1, you support the channel, but 2, you get us one step closer to 175 likes.
one like closer?
Oh, there it is. The glory hole
Dumb.
like button.
Dumb.
This is one of my favorite videos.
Of course it is. You're-
This is actually a close second to the Hester Pierce video we just played.
yeah.
So if we get to 175 likes, which we fell short all of last week and month, we will open up the club. And when you saw Steve Ballmer dancing on the stage, well, replace that with David. That's what he looks like.
I am sitting down. I'm at a disadvantage. Leave me alone.
I'm telling you, I'm one of the best car dancers there is, man. I hit the seatbelt. I got the
Bro, get out of
the
here,
moves,
man.
bro.
Okay, anyways, we had a big event in Argentina. So Argentina, Bitcoin in Argentina hit an all-time high. Massive inflation. The economy's crumbling. And the pro-Bitcoin, pro-crypto candidate, Javier Milei, he was leading in the polls, right? And all of a sudden, he's behind. So they're going to a runoff. So I thought this was important to share because obviously Argentina, they're not the biggest GDP, but they're not tiny either, right? And obviously for the people in Argentina, something needs to change. People are calling it there's fraud going on. Like, why in the world will the people reelect the same ones that got them in the shitty situation they're in now? So that's something to look out for. Who knows? But he's currently trailing 36% to 30%. So they're doing a runoff on that. We also have this. We talk about interest rates going up. It's bad for us. Well, it's not bad for the banks. As bank profits surge $280 billion globally due to the sharp increase in interest rates. $280 billion. And you're still getting less than 0.1% in your savings account. And you could have just held some Bitcoin, baby. All right, speaking of macro, guys, here are some things to look out for. So every Monday we show you this so you can prepare for any potential volatility. So Jerome Powell will be speaking on Wednesday. He'll be giving a speech. We know the next FOMC meeting is November 1st and 2nd. A lot of people are expecting a pause. Some are even saying a cut, which I definitely don't think we're getting a cut. I think inflation is starting to trend up again, even as being minute as it is. Then in Europe, you have the interest rate decision by the European Central Bank that is happening on Thursday. And also the GDP growth rate quarter over quarter comes out in the U.S. on Thursday as well. And then some data coming out on Friday, core PCE, personal income, and personal spending all month over month. I spoke about open interest at the start of the show. And you can see here on Bitcoin alone, over the last 24 hours, a 7% increase in open interest coming in at $14.81 billion on Ethereum, on Bitcoin. On Ethereum, that open interest is $5.82 billion, up 3%. Chainlink is only up 0.76%, but at $350 million. And Solana is actually down on the open interest, and that is the same as Chainlink. Now, getting into the crypto prices, so you send it over to Rob for this one. Go ahead, Rob.
All right. We got, of course, Daddy, crypto of them all, Bitcoin.
It's actually Zeddy.
Zaddy with a Z.
Mm.
Very
2 Ds.
very Bud Light of you, bro. All right, so
You're very right. You say Bud Light.
leave it there. All right, so 31,000 is where we're at. We finally crossed above it, and well, we're holding strong there. Well, kind of strong.
We are
30. Anyways, we're excited, man. I'm excited. Look at that. Look at this.
Yeah, you don't sound excited.
Look at this 1 week chart here, bro. Look at this 1 week chart.
What is that pattern, by the way?
That's the Bitcoin's rallying pattern. Okay,
It's not
moving
good.
upwards.
Not good.
There's nothing here. Like, what would you like me to create?
I don't know, man. You're the
There was
creator,
like
not
fun.
me.
If there was like fun shapes in here, yeah.
There is.
I got a
fun shape.
line that goes from the left to the top right. Like, what would you like me to create here? Oh, we have a driveway here with a little bit of rocks in here. Like, get out of here. All right, so you got some big movers today. Mina Protocol up 14.54%.
You still
Stop.
bullish on Mina, Robin?
Yeah.
Now, and let me tell you why I asked that question. Mina's thing was zero knowledge proofs, right? ZK. But now we're seeing the implementation of ZK on Polygon. We're seeing new ZK protocols come up on Optimism, on Arbit, and it's just everywhere now. So Mina's base case, where it had kind of cornered the market, is, I don't want to say no longer, but it's got some serious competition. Are you still?
It's still a layer one.
It's the lightest blockchain in the world.
Everyone says
No, it's literally the lightest blockchain. It's like 22 kilobytes.
And who says light anyways? Like,
Well, it's
like you act like we're lifting up like weights here. Like that's just you literally falling for marketing tactics. It's the lightest.
But
It's
it-
also very perfumed with a hint of sandalwood. Like, stop it.
Did you go to the Planet 13 today?
It's a blockchain. Stop calling it the lightest blockchain.
What would you
I'm
like to call
bullish.
it? What would you call
It's
it?
a layer one that specializes in ZK rollups.
But
It has an
it's the
ecosystem.
smallest
It also
blockchain.
has a ton of venture capital investment in it. It has partnerships with Ethereum. It offers scaling solutions. I don't know what else to tell you, bro. But to sit here and romanticize the marketing tactics of Mina Protocol, it's foolish. Okay. Anyways, I'm bullish on it. And someone in the chat earlier said Mina Protocol or Near, I think it was.
Near,
or
yeah.
Yeah. That's if you want to take more risk, go with Mina Protocol. Probably more upside. Near Protocol, safer play, but you're probably, I would say, just rough estimate, where we're at now, 8x is a good conservative
near?
look for near.
So you don't even.
I think
you think
Mina
it gets?
Protocol,
Hold on. So you think it's going to get to less than half of its last all-time high?
I said literally conservative. Yeah, I think I'm not in this camp that we're gonna have this massive bull market that like shoots everything up to 20 to 100 X's. I'm if
But-
it
but if you
happens, if it happens, it wouldn't surprise me.
But if you think
and
Nia
I
is going to
think-
stay around, you got to assume it's going to at least get back to its last all-time high, right? Or sniff it.
I don't know, man. I don't know why you're strange today.
There's something wrong with you guys.
Monday, man, we're stoked, man.
You know, big shout out to Ben Elferick.
Alpha Rink.
I don't know why I want to say Affleck. I don't know,
Affleck.
but my man,
No,
he's a
because
big
it's
ADA
Affleck.
guy, you know. But
Man.
I mean, here's the thing, man. I don't subscribe to the idea that we are guaranteed going to go to bull market, 100x's on every altcoin. Like I just don't.
I don't think so either.
I think we're going to follow a very similar path that we had before. Now, here's the thing. What happened in 2020, late 2020, early 2021? Literally, the government was just printing money and just handing it out to companies, airdropping it to people. You had the PPE, whatever letters they were using for the businesses, where they're like, hey, just if you got 8 employees, we're just going to give you $500,000. Like, I'm telling you, there was so much money just sloshing around. People literally didn't know what to do with it. It was like, and so people were just throwing it in crypto. And so if you just blindly assume that when the stock market is pulling back and retail still, I'm not talking to people that aren't watching this show that are super bullish on crypto. Everyone's still hesitant. And so to think that all of a sudden we're going to get not only a resurgence of the bull market with retail money, but it's going to surpass it by tenfold. I put the brakes, and in my investments thesis is, hey, I do think we're going to get a massive bull market, but at the same time, man, that retail money might not come in, and
But
the
guess
government is.
Guess what? Money will come in though, Robin.
I get.
Institutional money.
Yes, I agree.
Which is a lot more than retail money.
I adamantly believe that's what's going to happen. I adamantly believe that in the next bull market, there's going to be a ton of money coming in. But at the same time, I hold resistance from blindly thinking that that's a far gone conclusion and that's what's going to happen. And I'm looking at it and I'm just like, hey, if you look historically, you can be like, hey, bull market every 4 years. But you also look historically, last bull market was literally fueled by the governments around the world.
Okay, what about
printing
the
money.
What about the bull
It's
market
insanity.
before that? What about the bull market before that? And the one before that?
The bull market before that
Mhm.
was the arrival of crypto, because before that, Bitcoin was $100. Nobody took it seriously, and it was just a scam. So the bull market before that was people waking up to the fact that, like, hey, did you heard about Bitcoin and crypto? I mean, that's when you kind of first heard about it, right? 2017?
2016.
Yeah, 20. I mean, that's when you kind of came around to it. So that was really, if you're looking at history, you have the acceptance of the idea that crypto is not just a scam, and it actually has some use case, and hey, it could be something for real. And then 2020 comes, and you just got people with so much money, don't know what to do with it. And so if you just blindly believe that, hey, come 2024 here, we're going to just surpass everything that we did last time, I agree. I think it's likely.
But here's where I think the sentiment's going to change. It's going to go from, I have so much money, I don't know what to do with it, to I already have money invested and I need to move some of it into Bitcoin and other assets.
Okay. Do you think let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you think in 3 months, your brother and or friends and family that have no
brother's an
exposure, no exposure to crypto,
Okay.
family members and friends that have zero exposure to crypto, do you believe that in 3 months they'll start buying Bitcoin?
I think if they have the available
It's a question.
product, hold on. If it's as easy as, hey, move some of my retirement fund from stocks to crypto, then yes.
It's blindly easy.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
it's easy for my dad to do that, and I don't think for a second he's gonna call me and be like, "Hey, I wanna buy Bitcoin." I think that people are you have the student loans coming out. People are complaining about inflation. There's just not a lot of money. And so for me personally, and maybe you hang out with different people than I do, but me personally, I just don't believe that people that have zero exposure to crypto, that haven't bought crypto in years, are all of a sudden in 3 months going to buy crypto because there's an ETF. Now, I think that institutions will have a different outlook. I think there's institutions that have been waiting to buy.
Robin, you are going to have financial advisors, right? And we understand, right? The generation that holds the most wealth is the baby boomers. I think it's upwards of $90 trillion. Majority of them have financial advisors. And up until the ETF gets approved, financial advisors were not allowed to talk about crypto and Bitcoin as an investment. They weren't even allowed to talk about it. They weren't even allowed to bring it up. Now, there's going to be a competition because these financial advisors make money when your portfolio makes money. So they're going to call their investors and they're going to say, hey, why don't we have another meeting here before the year is over or while the year gets started? Let's figure out where we want to move your money. There's a lot of political stuff going on globally. They're going to sit him down and be like, look, let's allocate 2, 3, 4, 5% of this to Bitcoin. Hold on. Man. Okay, so then what's the base case of money not flowing in?
It goes back to our same argument that I like to approach the future, especially my investments, with the possibility that it's not me making $1 billion. That's all I'm saying is that maybe it's not as bullish as everyone predicts. Maybe when we were doing the show back a couple years ago, maybe we don't get to $100,000 Bitcoin. That's all I'm saying is that maybe we don't get 20Xs on altcoins.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't. That's all I'm saying. That my entire argument is that I got a damn crypto show. I'm fucking all in on this shit. I am so bullish on crypto. But at the same time, I've lost so much money and fallen so short of expectations in the past that I'm trying to advise our viewers that if you blindly think that you're going to automatically get 20 and 100Xs from every altcoin in the next bull market is asinine to blindly believe that without any kind of thought or thesis that could not play out.
Well, obviously.
And I'm looking at but that's all I'm saying.
Well, that's all.
And you're arguing with me.
I'm not arguing with you. I don't think every single altcoin is going to 20X. That's not what I said. I'm just saying, if you're bullish on a project going into the next market, okay, if you think NEAR is going to be around, it's going to get adoption, it's going to keep being used, people are going to build on it, I just simply asked you a question. You don't even think it's going to get to half of what its all-time high was.
And that was my thing was, I don't think it's automatically a foregone conclusion that you get to previous all-time highs. And then I followed up by saying that, hey, we might not have as much liquidity in the system because retail's not here and we're not printing money to insanity. And maybe the institutions that come in, maybe they aren't quite as heavy as we think they are going to be.
And maybe World War III doesn't start. Who knows? Robert Vermouth said, it sounds like Rob needs to buy bonds or Bethlehem steel. Crypto's too volatile. All right, let's take a look at what the rest of the markets are doing. So a lot in the green today, guys. We have the leaders. Mina is up 14%. Pulse Chain is up 18.5%. Aave, everything just green everywhere on the week. We saw a massive rally. Hex, what is that? A 3X? Right? 200 or 2X. Hex doubled. Damn. Chainlink up 36%. Aave up 28%. Injective, Solana up 25%. Just kind of taking a look at the rest of the top 10 here, you guys. ETH is, are you surprised to see ETH kind of not rally as hard as some of the other alts, right? ETH is the alt leader, right? The king of alts.
I think
We saw
it runs pretty parallel to Bitcoin. It's usually a little bit more gains. So historically, Bitcoin moves, so does Ethereum. And then when Bitcoin consolidates, Ethereum rallies a little more. So I wouldn't be surprised for Ethereum to maybe get to 1900 if, let's just say, Bitcoin kind of consolidates at 32,000. I can see Bitcoin. I can see Ethereum maybe making some moves over to 1900. I think it's going to have a really hard time passing $2,000.
I kind of agree. I think, a lot of people are saying, proof of stake is not deflationary. We saw what happens. A lot of the staking got unlocked, and Ethereum has become more centralized. I'll kind of leave it at that. Do you have XRP 53 cents? Solana cracking the top 7. Jumps over Cardano, coming in at $12.3 billion market cap. It did cross over $30. Solana's over $30. Cardano has stayed pretty flat, though. 27 cents, 26.6 cents. Does this worry you, Robin? We talk about retail driven, right? Is there any coin that's more retail driven than Cardano? And is that a good thing going into the next bull market?
Yeah, maybe it's
or a negative.
You're correct. Maybe it is the most retail driven in the top 20. But
okay.
There's so many just only retail driven products further down the list. It's or all of a sudden it's just meme coins are a good example. Look at any of the Pepe Inu bull crap. Those are all community. But out of the layer ones, the big guys, the big names, that's what drives Cardano, man.
So does Cardano get back to its all-time high, Robin? If you were to
yeah, I think Near Protocol does. I think Cardano does. But does Cardano do I automatically think it'll get back to $3? I would lean that direction. I'd give it a 70-80% chance. But I hold reservation that the entire crypto space just automatically eclipses its previous highs.
Okay. And then, guys, just to wrap up the market segment on Mondays, we also show you this. So you can gear up especially if you're a swing trader. That way, if you're trading any coins, if there's any big unlocks happening. So no big ones. Yearn Finance, they're having about 33.2 thousand, or no, sorry. They're having $1,500 being unlocked. It's really not a big deal, which is less than 0.1% of the total circulating supply. AGIX, Singularity Net, they're having about 0.77% of their tokens being unlocked, which is about 1.7 million. SUI, Optimism, 31 million being unlocked over the next 6 days and 9 hours. So those are some things to look at, guys, if you are trading this week. And then just Bitcoin. I have Bitcoin on the 1 day, the Heiken Ashi candles. We are still in a strong uptrend. When we start seeing the bodies start to get smaller, that's when we start seeing the trends start to decrease. But if I switch back over to regular candles on the daily, we are looking extremely bullish in terms of the Ichimoku. If we hop over to the weekly, we're just waiting on one more confirmation here, my friends, and that is this crossover of the conversion line crossing over the baseline. So we want blue over red. That is what we want to see, but everything else is looking positive. Lagging indicator is above price, which is great. Obviously, the price is above cloud, and the cloud is green and expanding, which means there is volatility in the markets. But as you can see, guys, this is a pretty big level for Bitcoin. We do need to break above. What I like to see is break above to about 31, 32K, and then retest, build support on top, and then I think we're off to the races. Robin, before we get into some of the news, would you like to give some shout outs?
Yeah. So if you are new here, first of all, say hello. We'll drop that hola back at you. And also, we are at 100 and basically 150 likes. So only 25 likes away from opening this damn club. You don't know what the hell that is? Well, hit the like button and find out. Fun here. So a few new people. Lance S. Derek for reals, who says he thinks Big Rob needs a Snickers. Okay, for sure. We got There's No Way Simayutu 3LIH. That's that all up, man. And Haggis. So to all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Now, Robinho. Bitcoin ETF to trigger massive demand from institutions, says leading, I forget the name, services provider, Ernst & Young, okay? So this was, who is this? This is their blockchain, Paul Brody, global blockchain leader. So he was on CNBC, and just take a listen to what he has to say, okay?
That was like just a little taste. There's so much pent-up demand, right? And if you think about like the $200 trillion of assets in this world that are behind what I'll call like the institutional gateway. So when you talk to like family offices, which have huge flexibility, 100% are in some way in cryptocurrency. But any of these other institutional funds, they can't touch this stuff unless it's an ETF or some other kind of regulatory blessed activity. So yeah, I think that was just a taste of what is coming.
But in terms of that flow, because, and I'm a supporter, so I completely agree with what you're saying, but is there also that risk that you get, you know, the ARK kind of fund flow, that you get this initial huge surge, all of this retail money coming in, and then perhaps events might cause people to liquidate, and then it doesn't necessarily, like, people shouldn't be expecting high and to the right is the point that I'm making.
I think that's a fair statement. The one thing about cryptocurrency, which is different than actual gold, right? When the price of gold goes up, you can actually mine more gold. When the price of like Bitcoin goes up, you can't really mine more Bitcoin. The issuance rate is set, and at some point it will stop. And so I think we might discover that pricing in Bitcoin is more inelastic than other types of sort of inflation or restricted supply hedge type of activities. So it could be, again, it could return to its status as a remarkably volatile asset. And especially if people are buying it as a hedge against like political uncertainty. We seem to have loads of geopolitical uncertainty going around at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. And there's going to be a fair amount of political uncertainty next year with all the elections lined up around the world. But where does that leave the story about cryptocurrency adoption, right? Digital currency adoption that we were talking about. We were talking about at the peak of the pandemic.
So that one is a harder one to peg, because if you look at the people who are buying Bitcoin, they are buying it as an asset. They're not buying it as like a payment tool. And if you look at people who are buying Ethereum, they are buying it as a computing platform for business transactions and DeFi services. And
stop it there. What are your thoughts here, Rob? So Ernst & Young is one of the leaders, if not the leader, in their space. We're seeing a narrative shift from these traditional companies, whether it's banks, whether it's people like BlackRock, investment funds. I mean, what are your thoughts on what we just heard?
It's more and more. Who isn't? What giant companies is not in crypto? At least open and receptive. Everybody's flipped, right?
Well, obviously there's a
majority. But everybody's flipped. I mean, even Charlie Munger's making money off of Bitcoin right now, right?
That was funny.
You got
Warren Buffett's best performing asset in his portfolio this year was a company that started dealing with crypto.
JP Morgan Chase. I mean, BlackRock. I mean, who doesn't have a seat at the table right now? Company-wise. American-based company. Former hater. Pull up any clip of a CEO or an institution here in the United States that hated on Bitcoin, that at this current moment doesn't have a massive exposure to it, or at least a 180 on the sentiment.
Apple.
They haven't been negative. They haven't talked negative about crypto.
Fair enough.
They've stayed in their lane, and then they're working on their own technology, right? They haven't really been outspoken on finance. So I don't know. I do like the conversation on inflation, because remember, I think gold is around 2 to 3% increase in is mined out of the earth.
I don't know that number off the top of my head.
I don't remember exactly, but
you
also have,
to the guy's point, if gold miners are seeing, holy crap, the price is going up, people want this stuff, they're going to spend more money on more tools, more resources to go and extract more gold. So at any point they can do that.
There's always a baseline, right? There's always a certain amount of gold that's pulled out of the earth every year. And then there's also gold that gets lost or destroyed, whether or not, family member gets buried with it. It's on computer parts that go to the dump, whatever it is. You have a
What family member gets buried with gold? I'm taking that gold. Was my family member?
Are you gonna pull it off their finger when in the casket?
Anyways, please go ahead.
Yeah, diminishing returns on Bitcoin, and so the supply is going to only increase by so much in every halving. That number goes down, and so it's only a few more halvings. It's going to be very insignificant, the halving, and so assuming that the halving is going to have such a big supply shock, at some point,
supply shock doesn't matter if there's no demand. That's the thing.
But here's the thing: if you're right now, you said 900 Bitcoin a day, right? And who knows if that's the rate? But we can just, even if it's not, we can just kind of use mathematics. It applies broadly to any number. And so if it's 900, and then the next halving is 450, then the next halving is 220. You're talking about out of 21 million Bitcoin, you're only adding 200 a day. And then the following halving, you're adding 100 out of a circulating supply of 21 million. It's so insignificant at those numbers, at those rates further down, that earning a block reward of half a Bitcoin is not gonna be as significant as it is now. When you go from 25 Bitcoin down to 12, that's big. For every block that's mined, every 8 minutes. What's the average?
About every 10 minutes.
8 to 11 minutes, whatever it is, 10 minutes. And so, yeah, there you go.
I did close the poll. So is this another fake out or breakout? So 50-50. 50-50. Robin, is this another fake out, or do you think this is an actual breakout? Can we sustain 30K? And I'm not saying that if you say breakout, it doesn't mean we don't trade sideways, right? But it's not like 30K back down to 26. That would be a fake out. So where's your vote? Fake out? Breakout?
It's a breakout.
Me too.
Breakout.
I think between China, inflation, ETF, the BlackRock thing you showed, the seeding, guys, it's time. All for the last 12 to 16 months, we've been sitting here every single weekday, with the exception of a couple holidays. Every single weekday, we've been coming at you, sitting here as prices were tanking, as sentiment went into the shitter, as everyone was losing money, our portfolios were down 90%. You like how I said shitter and he went straight to you?
Yeah.
As everything has gone in the dumps, we still came here every single weekday and we talked to you about this very moment, okay? The very moment that
this magic moment.
You're our I'm just saying, man, patience is gonna get rewarded here. And so if you're watching, round of applause to you. Again. Also, big round of applause to our channel sponsors, Cams and Blue Wire Technology. So our show, guys, would not be possible with our support of you guys and the support of our channel sponsors. So big thank you to Cams Blue Wire Tech. Visit bluewiretech.com if you want to learn how they can help your business. Also, big thank you to Radix, the top layer 1 DeFi in our space, for helping us out and sponsoring the show and the channel and today's show as well. So if you want to learn more about Radix, visit their website. Also, guys, tomorrow, rate my portfolio. We still have submissions open. I haven't decided on one. I will decide on one in the next 3 to 4 hours. So either DM us on Twitter at Sin City Crypto 1 or join our Discord and DM me or Crypto Billy in there and just let us know. We need percentages, the total value of your portfolio, and let us know what your goal is. What is the goal of your portfolio? We'll rate it on tomorrow's show. So that's a pretty fun segment. We're excited for that. That's all I got. Robbie, anything?
Open the club.
Oh, the club. Oh, 5 more likes.
Oh, fine. 817, you know.
5 more likes, guys. We need
Come on.
5 more likes. Come on. 5 more likes. All right, you guys work on the likes. I'll show.
He's ready. He's ready.
I wear my stunner glasses. So Danny Boy Nelson, $5 super chat. Just said $5 super chat. Where are my glasses at, man?
You're wearing glasses.
You have it on.
I need more glasses. Jimmy said, I have a question.
Go for it.
What's up, Jimmy? What's your question? What's your question? Hold the show. I have a
I feel
question.
like if you got sunglasses, you would get the big lots ones, or like the ones you get at Ross. Budget glasses.
The big
for
lots
show.
ones?
Yeah.
Interesting you would say that.
You're not really a big brand name guy.
176 likes. Rocco
Yes.
or Robin,
All right.
Did you warm it up? Are you ready?
warm it up.
All right.
Warm
So
it up. Nah.
it's a couple things we do here in Sin City Crypto that we like to celebrate new milestones. And so when we get to big numbers like how many likes, 175, we'll set the bar higher tomorrow. But we like to celebrate and do what Vegas does best.
Where you go?
Have a party. And so without further ado, rock out! Let's open up the club. Where are you going? You know we got this scripted so that way you're over there. Go away. You're ruining my club, man. Why are you dancing behind me, bro?
Come on.
I can't with you right now.
Nobody sees you. Go back to your chair.
What's up? See, this is why we don't open a club. We got this really cool freaking skit, and then you just go and just
I had
mess
to
it all up,
show
man.
my actual dance moves.
Why were you dancing behind me? Do you normally
I gotta
dance
stand
behind
up.
dudes?
I am sitting
Is
down.
that what you do when you go to the club? Is you pull up behind a dude and you just start dancing with
Rocco,
him?
I can't. Please, for the love of God, take that away.
You said Zaddy earlier, and then now you're dancing behind me, bro.
You want to sit me in this freaking chair and make me do stupid wiggle.
It's a chair.
I can only use
What
my
is the
shoulders, and then you
problem?
make fun of me for using my shoulders. So I wanted to stand up.
When I go to the club, bottle service, I sit down in a chair and I'm vibing. You got a
Really?
chair,
You're vibing.
not vibing.
Rocco, just go.
Are you done? You want a finger tornado now. You want to get out of there, right?
Don't finger tornado behind me, bro. That's creepy.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. What an amazing show. Come back tomorrow. Same place, same time. I'm out of breath. I need to get my fucking shit. See you guys tomorrow. Love you too.
You tired from
Sin City.
Maybe didn't do
Crypto.
anything.
Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO